Hello, everyone. Author D.L. Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. And when we're doing these 90K challenge of the Sacred Path writing challenge, I am the Goddess of Darkness. But of course I am, because I'm the Mistress of Horror. And welcome back to my live streams, which are Sunday and Tuesday of every week. And I just integrated the 90K writing challenge that we've been doing. As you know, I took a little step away because I had no choice, hospitalized and all that. But I'm back and to doing the streams. I'm not on screen because I'm still sensitive to some lighting, so you can still get my voice though. Though I've had a slight change in my voice, I've noticed since all the crazy hospitalizations, but I think that's just an effect of how things have to be. I'm going to be working on Caliostro tonight, of course. That is my main focus to get the first draft done for book 2. And let me know if you do pop in and write with me tonight. Some of the goddesses may pop into the chat for this stream, maybe, maybe not. But if you do drop in, whether this is on replay or live, then let me know what you worked on in the chat if it's live, and if not, you let me know what you worked on in the comment section. And then I will, of course, reply to every comment that I get, and then I'll reply to you in the live stream if you are here for the live. I'm usually pretty strict on my streams when I have a mission. So usually 4-minute chat, if that, but only if people are here. If I'm like talking to you and you're watching a replay, then it may be shorter than 4 minutes. I usually go over a few things real quick, and then I jump in on the sprints. And the sprints are 45-minute sprints. If it's your first time here, if it's not, then you're aware of this. And then I pop back in, chat for another 4 minutes, and then we have another 45-minute sprint. This runs from 6 to 8, so usually we have enough time for 2 45-minute sprints within that time, as long as I don't talk too long. But that being said, what's going on this week? Let me know what you're reading, what you're writing, what are you working on, if you're going to be doing anything productive, or you're just going to be chilling and watching the stream. Again, like I said, I'm working on Caliostro. I am near the end of the first draft for Caliostro, which, if you don't know what Caliostro is, it is my dark fantasy series that has a bit of romance in it, but it is mainly dark fantasy. So it's like a dark fantasy romance horror, if you want to really get down to the nitty gritty of it all. And I tend to write with horror undertones if it is not direct horror, so hence why dark fantasy is my lean when I am writing fantasy, because obviously dark fantasy is fantasy with horror elements. And I do love romance, because even in Morals of Monsters, there could be some romance. Alrighty, so let me see. Let me get the stream added here. So I'm going to remove this and pop this in. And we are going to start our first sprint as soon as that clock hits 5 minutes after my time, which is, EDT. Wherever you are in the world, you know your hours. And we will be starting to write or read or just be productive in whatever we're doing this evening and get to work. Like I said, some of the goddesses may drop in the chat, but we shall see. And if you are popping in here, whether it's on replay or live, please make sure you hit the like button and share with your friends, so that way this helps the algorithm for people to find the streams and the future streams that will be coming up. So I just want to put a message in the chat. So yeah. All right, so we are at 5 minutes after. Let's go ahead and jump on the first sprint and get some work done. And I will see you on the flip side.
I just hope we don't have to try.
And it's time, and we're back. Let's see here. Put the chat on for a minute. Say hello to some people out loud. Bless Rights, nice for popping in here. Good to see you. Bless Rights said, hope you're doing well. Thank you. I am doing better. Right now, I'm working on edits, overuse of too many dang words. I feel you. We ought to run through that. Aphrodite, the goddess here. I did tell you one of the goddesses will be here besides me. Working on one of my shorter tales. Couldn't resist hanging with the sexy boys in the swimming pools today. It's a mood. Yeah, always a good mood, actually. And, yeah, heart right back to you. And Aphrodite's birds are going crazy like they usually are. Not shutting up. Jocelyn popped in. Hey, Jocelyn, you actually made it tonight for one of the 45 minutes once we finish this little quick chat. So you made it for 45. I had to work on a letter, email, for the grievance against the paramedic that I had to put in. So I was just touching up that because I have to send it, plus checking the letter that I'm sending to the hospital for thanks for the care. There's a few things I have to send out. It takes a while to get to this stuff, especially after recovering. So I finished that stuff up. Plus, I had to make sure I double check on my email, a newsletter that goes out on the fourth Monday, which that goes out tomorrow, which I usually like to try to send it out before I go to work since my days can be long. So I'll be sending that out in the AM tomorrow before I go to work. And I am glad to say that the newsletter swap with authors from my book funnel subscription actually is working out pretty well. Plus, when I did AWC and I did let everybody know that I had a new newsletter magnet for my newsletter and I had shared it. But the newsletter swap was really working out. I had a massive amount of people subscribe over the last 30 days. So I went from like about 27 newsletter subscribers to about 84. So I'm very happy with the turnout of that, and with my YouTube channel, leaving the link for the newsletter magnet in my description has been working out pretty well for me. So I'm kind of really happy that I'm almost to 100 newsletter subscribers, because this is the importance of building a newsletter as an indie author, so you have direct links to your people who want to buy your books and love books. Which is important, especially if anything ever happens with who you self-publish through, like KDP, for instance. And then everybody published with KDP. And even I started using, Draft to Digital for wider distribution. I am leaning to try to go towards Ingram Spark at some point, but you got to have your own ISBNs, which was costly at the time for me. So I will be leaning that way at one point. But I'm really happy with the newsletter growth because it's not easy. It isn't easy. So I'm a little happy that that's starting to pay off, but I'm staying on top of it, and I was already, regular flow into my newsletter. So if you are subscribed to my newsletter, it only comes out once a month on the fourth Monday. It has a little horror section of something about something horror that you could learn. And then, of course, I actually want to say the opening of my author corner when it opens. And then I usually have a book or two in there that I'm sharing for other authors, stuff I'm reading, and stuff I'm recommending that you check out in my genre, because I do write dark fantasy, horror, and horror romance, and horror, different horror genres. And also, I am a multi-genre author, so you'll probably eventually get. I probably will only, for the people who are subscribed to my current newsletter, give them my darker romance stuff. So, but then once I have my main romance stuff out, which is under my other pen, then I'll probably have to have a separate newsletter for that. But if you're interested in anything dark inclined or into dark romance or dark fantasy, then it's the newsletter to get on. And I don't bombard you. I do it once a month. And you get a choice of a dark fantasy novella that leads into my Caliostro series, or La Draga, or both. So yeah, check it out. It's always down in my description if you want to get a free copy of that and join my newsletter. I would much appreciate it, of course. Let's see. Thank you. So glad last time I only got to hang out for 10 minutes. I know that's okay. Even 10 minutes is good. Yeah. Aphrodite, I had to take a break and get some meal prep for a week done. Yeah, I feel that. Well, I have somebody who does my meals for me. She does awesome. Sunday is my meal prep, but today, but I am thinking of moving it to Monday instead. Can't blame me. It was a lot of work. Thank you. I'm trying, but it's a lot going on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, right. Dog romance. I love me some dog romance. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm still very much a fantasy girl because Ari Salvatore is my favorite writer, and he has a new book coming out this fall, and it is of Dritz. And Dritz is the character that's my favorite fantasy character that he writes about. And I have all of Dritz books, or I had all of Dritz books as they came out growing up as a teenager. And consider some of the bad moves that I had throughout my life, not my choice, but they happened. And I lost lots of books back then. I was able to replace some, but I haven't gone back and gotten some of the ones that were in a series set that I have. So I've been looking for those and looking at some of those, and physical books have come costly, especially if ones you've missed. So it could be a little bit to look around because I shop sometimes thrift books, Wonder Books, and eBay for some of my older books that I can't otherwise get because some of the scalpers out here really get really crazy with the books as they release because they already know everyone's ebook and audiobook now these days. But there's a lot of physical book owners like me. I also own ebook versions and sometimes audiobooks, but I like physical books of my favorite books or books in general. But so I'm scouring looking for those, and I've never had a signed book by R. Salvatore. And I plan on trying to get a signed copy of the newest book because his books, once they are signed and go up, not that I will ever sell it, they like $400, $500, $600. So some of these scalpers online be like, "Oh, this book came out, you can't get it, so $65 for this mass market paper book," and you're like, paperback, and you're like, "Are you crazy? That they only cost like $7 to $10. Are you really?" But they will do that knowing that they can get people like me who really love, the books and want the book, physical. So I've been looking for some of those just to fill out my Dritz collection because I used to have all the big collector sets of those books. So some people on eBay are fair, some are not. But it's really like a little crazy the way people try to do with that scalping stuff. I can't stand scalpers. But anyway, let's see here. And you are a featured author in the author tube erotic anthology. Yay! I know, right? I know. I love that. I love that because I worked on those stories in there. Like I really am excited for people to read them. Right. Right. Me too. I'm really looking forward to that anthology. It should be really good stuff. If you guys didn't know, I do write erotica as well. Aphrodite does as well. And then we have a anthology, erotic anthology that's coming out. And of course, my stuff is going to be a little darker inclined, clearly, or fantasy based or paranormal. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it's going to be great. But once we have more info for you, we will definitely be sharing it on our channels. Yeah. Last place said, some say I have too many books. There's no such thing. That can't be a possible thing. I just don't have enough bookshelves. I have a book collection. Some will call it a collection, but it's just a library of around 6,000 books, physical. So I don't know about how many ebooks I have and audiobooks, but physical books. So I have a small library in my house. The other house I used to live in, you had a den, and that's where my books were. But now they're up in the living room on bookcases. I have enough bookcases. Well, I did. But since I've been at this place that I'm living at now, I bought new books, of course, duh. But I don't have space for those. So they are in stacking order. But when I do, move and I get some more bookcases, I like to definitely keep all my books on bookcases if I can and try to have general enough room. So usually I'll take over a dining room because we don't do dining rooms and living rooms where we sit and stuff. So usually I can take that over with around the walls with bookcases and put my books there because I have way too many to be, not on shelves at this point. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ready for the next sprint. Let me get the banner for that ready to go. Let's see. And I'll the next sprint I'll be writing in Caliostro because I did pull it up, but I did want to get that other stuff done because I have to make sure the newsletter was ready to go. But I already did it, but I still want to set everything up to go out tomorrow morning. Plus, try to send the emails out. And With Caliostro, I'm just, working my way through it because I'm a little behind, air quote behind. I'm technically behind because it gets done when I'm done, but I wanted to be finished, or I would have been finished by the end of July, especially with the challenge that we're doing. Would have been finished, but of course, hospitalized twice. That kind of put a little nail in that for a minute, but that's okay. I will get to it back to where it needs to go. So let me see what timer I'm going to use for this last sprint. I like the one at the desk. Let's do the desk one I made for these. That'll be good. All right. La, 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 la. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight too. It is Sunday, and everybody's busy doing all the things. I was supposed to record my dance performance tonight. So of course, I'm still a belly dance hobbyist, even though I used to be a professional. But I was like, I'm still a little too tired, so I'm gonna wait until the following weekend to record my video for this upcoming little online dance event. Because I have 3 performances I need to really record, but I'm not sure how much, because we're recovering still. So I'm trying to take it easy, not overdo. But I probably will next weekend, just, get my costuming and stuff ready and then go ahead and record. I would like to record more than one at that time, especially since I got some big stuff coming up that I got to do. But if I'm feeling up to it, maybe I will record all 3. That'd probably be smart if I did, because of timing in between the shows and when they're going to be coming up. Is this 2 in October, and I know September is going to be almost impossible for me to find time to record dance performances. So there is that. Alrighty. Let's see. Aphrodite says all my books are stacked all around my house, not one on a bookshelf. I know it's your thing. And Blastwright said they will find a home eventually. They always do. Good luck everyone back to the slog of editing. I know, right? I feel you on that one. I'll be into the editing in another week or so. That said, I did just buy my first bookshelf last week. I may put it together some days. Oh, that's cool. Yes. New bookcases are always nice. I'll buy another one next month. I really need to get this place together. I know. It takes time. Especially if you move. Yeah, I know. Definitely don't want to have any setbacks. I agree with that 100. That's why I've been trying to be not stressed and try to do stuff on a slow, take it easy. That's why I'm also not on camera again for my live streams yet, because of the ring light. I can do it on some of my short videos that I put up. But when I'm under the light for too long here, ring lights, it bothers my, it's like photophobia still, and sensitivity to that. So trying to take it easy. Alrighty, let's jump back into not that. We need to jump back into this. Here we go. I already put it up here. Let's make it large so you can see. And I will see you in 45 minutes. Happy writing and editing and productivity. And that's time, everyone. How'd you do with your work, whether it be sprints or otherwise? I mean, the writing or editing, because everyone's doing different stuff. Let me change that layout. And closing remarks. Let's see. I did write some of Dritz, reading drill Dritz. I did write some of Caliostro. Probably only about 550 words doing that one because I actually still needed to send out emails for tomorrow, set those up. So I did that before I jump back into writing. And since this is a little slower for me when I'm doing sprints, only because I have like only a few chapters left to do for the first draft of the book of book two, and so I'm kind of like just easing through the last chapters and want to make sure that the story flows continuously at the end. Though I have an outline, so it's not um, just like off the cuff or anything. But I am, writing those and finishing those up. So I'm kind of taking it easy on that. My new goal for the time allotted, because it was at the end of July, but I definitely want to finish the first draft with the second draft. The second draft usually doesn't take me long because I'm going back and adding to the first draft. Is more or less my process for that. So the second draft, I want to be finished the second draft of Caliostro probably by mid to late August because I'm not going to be able to write at all at the end, like September, because I have a move to do. So I'm going to take a break for September and start back up maybe the mid to late October. Um, my original plan was to release book two no later than my birthday again because I released the first book on December 5th last year. So I do want to release the second book by that at least because I wanted to do a November release. But if that doesn't happen, then that's fine. And I will do another birthday party release, which is the plan if that's what happens. Because there's a lot of things out of my control that I wasn't. But yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, Aphrodite trying to match me. Are you saying you also were 550 words? That's crazy work. Crazy work. We're like number twins right now. And Blastwire said, finally got through my overused words and now I'm working on some of the sticky sentences. I feel you on that. That's good to go over that, definitely. And I have to be alone in the dark to get that done in under an hour. Right. I feel it. Generally I would get more doing a 45-minute sprint, probably around between 1,200 to 2,500 if on a good night for the higher end. But yeah, again, doing other things on top of that. But I'm still easing back in, so I'm not overly pressed on that. Plus, I did get distracted near the end, and I was like, okay, well, I'm easing up on this. And looking at some of the prices that these people put on these books, that they're like, okay, one dude has like the 3 set of one of the Drit series on eBay, and he's like, oh, it's this price. It's, technically almost trying to sell $20 a book for a used paperback. But literally, there's a bite. No, these are the hardbacks. It's 3 hardbacks for like, I don't know, it's something around the ballpark figure of for a little over 20 a book, which is fine for one if it wasn't used. But also, one of the books has like a dog bit it. Like I know a dog bit it. Like he shows the picture of it. So it's like the jacket is torn in one spot. Like, sir, a dog bit your book. Are we really going to sit here and be acting like you're selling it for what a new paperback cost or close to what a new hardback, cost? Like, let's be all the way for real. Like, you should be selling that third book in that set for way discounted because it's literally bitten. Like, it's like, I just can't really. Some people, it's crazy. I just, this is a treatment of books. I can't. Thank you. And Aphrodite with 550. Good job. I have had huge numbers days, but I am always alone, just chilling in order to do it. I did 10K a 10K day a few times, but I seriously don't recommend it. Like, yeah, I've done it a few times myself, but not trying to force it. There's no need, honestly, because I don't feel the need to do that. Like, why would I do that? I've done it before just to see, but like, it's not something I would do on a regular. Really, like, there's no need unless I'm not rushing. I don't like rushing a dog, but yeah. It's like yeah. It's always a dog with it, like sir. Plus, they like there's labels on the back of the book. He probably bought them from the library, which is fine. But like, let's be for real about the prices here. I'm just saying. I always say I know really the scammers and the people like they think that they okay with the price because they know people can't find the books in a lot of places. But that doesn't mean I want to buy your like bitten up books or like you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm like looking like no, if you want to deal for something lower, because I understand some books are used and not in perfect condition, but like let's sell them for the prices that they're valued at once you let damage occur. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not be like that. That would be great. But anyway, I'm just looking. I window shop, but you know I'm a adamant book reader, and that's Dritz is my favorite fantasy character because fantasy is my like heart, you know, near my heart. My favorite writer being R.A. Salvatore, obviously, writing the Forgotten Realms and things. But yeah, people just out here just being ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Ain't nobody scamming money from me for a book. Yeah, that's what I feel about that. I was like, sir, let's be all the way for real. You know, I'm just looking anyway. I just wanted to see what the ridiculousness was, and it's quite ridiculous. Because a lot of times you don't get these books when they release, then you can't get them later. Like you can't because people are going to scalp them and charge $65 to one of these books. People are trying to sell for like 114, 140, because they know that you can't get the copies and you're just waiting for used ones to be around something, and they're just trying to take advantage of the situation, which is disgusting. So I really cannot with people. Really, really, really cannot. Anyway, all right, folks. I think that's it for the night. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate when people show up for these because I know everybody has things that they do, and always appreciate it. And you coming and write with me, that's always helpful. And I'm glad that you're able to get some words and get some of your work done while hanging out here with me on Sunday or Tuesday. I'll be back here on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. I'm finally getting back into the flow of things since recovery, but it's going good. I would say I have a lot of stuff on my plate right now, but I still want to take care of my channel. If you've noticed, I've been putting up shorts as well, so I upload a short a day, which is one of my like dark romance, dark fantasy series that I do, little shorts where it has the wording on it. So check those out whenever you get a chance so it comes across you in the feed. It's on my channel, of course. So I've been trying to do that. But I want to stay prominent on my channel. It's important to me. So easing back in, just trying to, all the life stuff, trying to take care of, but not let myself get stressed because can't really afford that. Anyway, thanks again. And I will see you on Tuesday if you're here. Or if not, I'll be here next Sunday. Aphrodite does have streams on Thursdays. And she usually comes up with cool games and things to do. So that's usually where we'll be on her channel. And I do have all the goddesses linked below in the description. If you are not subscribed to their channel, please do check them out. So that way you can catch their streams and anything else that they are doing. Look out for... Well, my video came out today for Lair of the Mistress. If you're into listening to dark poetry, that is a minute and something. Usually I write pretty good stuff. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I am because it's good stuff. Check it out. All right, I'll see you on Tuesday because that should be when I'll be back here, and then again on Sunday. Good night. And even though this isn't one of my usual scary things, stay scared.